Yeah, look, 2026 Premier League champions and 22 years in the fucking making. I don't even know how old I was at the time. I was maybe 13 years old when Arsenal, or 12-year-old actually, when Arsenal won the last Premier League. So that distance, I mean, I've been shaped from a teenager to a man supporting this team, and finally they have delivered once again. And yeah, we can hold our heads up in pride, to be honest. Forget all the performances. Like, me and Stevie spoke last night, and it was... We sort of had to touch on the Burnley game, but we didn't really give a shit about the Burnley game, right? Do you know what I mean? For me, that's a game that didn't happen, that didn't exist in a way, because it was always about the one thing. Moment of the season.
Where I live, there's a lot of Chelsea fans around there, a lot of Chelsea scums, right? But do you know, with all the money that Chelsea have piled into their teams over the years, they're only one Premier League ahead of us. We've won more titles overall, by far, by the way. But Premier Leagues, they've got 5. We got 4. With all that money they've put into that club, do you not think that they should be well ahead of us? They're only one ahead. That's crazy.
If they knew how to keep managers and how to treat players and staff in general, then yeah, absolutely, they could have done that. But that's not what the club is, right? That's not who
they have won 2 Champions Leagues, so haven't they?
They have.
Well, that they bought 2 Champions League. Yeah, but
Absolutely, and they're still bitching about that Barcelona defeat. They're still bitching about that. It's like, you did exactly the same thing to the Premier League. You bought your way through it. And another fact that I really enjoyed today, by the way, above all of this, was the fact that Mikel Arteta has the same amount of Premier Leagues as Jurgen Klopp. Right, I think that stat itself.
We've seen all the posts, haven't we? Of everything. We've took note of every single one.
Absolutely. Look,
2-0.
This. Oh, fuck! Good evening. For God's sake, Unai, just let it go.
Wow,
we know
what a
the
finish!
King of Europa, for God's sake. Does that mean Champions League for them?
Well, yeah, it does. Yeah,
so does that
it means Champions League for Bournemouth, I think, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, if they finish 6th.
Do you know what I mean? That is the league. So yeah, massive pride. But yeah, so for me that was a great start, Jurgen Klopp. But of course, we still got a Champions League to go yet. If that's achieved this season, then boom. I think we could definitely put this down as one of Arsenal's best seasons in history, right? If not the best. I don't know. It
has to be the best.
Yeah, I was going to say, does Invincibles take over this? I don't know.
No.
Okay, look, boys, before we get into fucking handbags and shit, just take it easy. Let's calm ourselves down a little bit, all right? Because it's getting hot in here, all right? It's getting fucking hot. So, but I think that's an interesting conversation to be had after all this, after before the next season starts. I'm not saying compare players, sort of one to one, because I still feel the Invincibles had better individual players, right? I'm just going to put that out there. But yeah, so that's a conversation for another time.